In the heart of the sun-baked savanna, where the wind whispered tales through the tall grasses, lived Akili, a man whose strength was legendary. His muscles, sculpted by years of labor and honed by the unforgiving African sun, were as hard as the baobab tree trunks that dotted the landscape. Akili wasn't just strong, he embodied strength. It was in the way he carried himself, head held high, and in the calm determination that glinted in his dark eyes. Akili wasn't born strong. He was a scrawny boy, often mocked by the other children for his clumsiness. But tragedy struck when a marauding lion attacked his village. Akili's father, the village elder and a respected warrior, sacrificed himself to protect the young ones. Grief turned into a burning desire in Akili's heart. He wanted to be strong enough to protect his people, strong enough to face any threat. Driven by this relentless ambition, Akili began his training. He wrestled with crocodiles in the muddy river, learning their movements and exploiting their weaknesses. He climbed the tallest trees, defying gravity to test his agility. He carried heavy stones across vast distances, forging his body into a weapon against adversity. Years melted into one another, marked by grunts of exertion and the sting of sweat. As Akili grew, so did his legend. He could snap tree branches thick as a man's arm, lift boulders that would have crushed lesser men, and outrun the fastest gazelles. But his strength wasn't just physical. He developed a keen understanding of nature, learning to read the signs in the animal tracks and the whisper of the wind. One scorching afternoon, a monstrous hyena pack descended upon the village. These weren't ordinary scavengers, they were driven by a hunger beyond reason. Their leader, a creature with scars that spoke of countless battles, had a gleam of malice in its eyes. Panic gripped the villagers as the hyenas, a torrent of gnashing teeth and snapping jaws, surged forward. Akili stood his ground, the embodiment of defiance. He wrestled the largest hyena, a whirlwind of fur and teeth. With a mighty roar, he slammed the creature onto the ground, its guttural cry silenced. The other hyenas hesitated, momentarily stunned. Seizing the opportunity, Akili grabbed a burning log from a nearby fire and swung it like a flaming torch, driving back the attackers. The battle raged for a brutal hour. The air reeked of blood and burnt fur. Akili fought with a ferocity born out of love for his people and the memory of his father. When the dust settled, the hyenas lay scattered, defeated. Akili stood amidst the carnage, battered but unbroken, a symbol of unwavering courage. News of Akili's heroism spread across the savannah. He became known as Nuvu Mkuu, the Great Strength. But Akili remained a humble man. He understood that true strength was not just about physical prowess, it was about the strength of spirit, the unwavering will to protect those he loved. One day, a strange illness swept through the neighboring village. Their crops withered, their livestock weakened, and the people fell ill, their bodies racked with fever. The villagers, desperate for help, sent a plea to Akili. Akili knew of a rare herb that could cure the illness, but it grew high on a treacherous mountain, guarded by a tribe known for their hostility. The journey was fraught with peril, but Akili wouldn't let his people down. He embarked on the climb, his strength tested not by brute force, but by sheer determination. He battled icy winds, traversed treacherous rocks, and faced the fierce warriors guarding the herb. In the end, it wasn't his physical strength that won them over, but his unwavering compassion and the genuine concern for the sick villagers. The tribe leader, a woman hardened by years of war, saw a reflection of her own lost loved ones in the villagers' suffering faces. She allowed Akili to take the herb, impressed by his courage and selflessness. Akili returned a hero, not just of strength, but of compassion. He delivered the cure, and the villagers, restored to health, hailed him as their savior. But for Akili, the greatest reward was the gratitude in their eyes, a testament to the true power of strength, the strength to protect, to care, and to rise above oneself for the greater good. Akili's story became a legend whispered across generations, a beacon of hope in times of hardship. He wasn't just the strongest man, he was a symbol of the unyielding human spirit, proving that strength comes in many forms, and the greatest strength of all lies in the heart.